It's a week when experts have been sounding the code red alarm on that familiar predicament of the Indian Air Force, its squadron strength. Literally, how many aircraft it has versus how many aircraft it is supposed to have in terms of fighting a war. Well, the picture isn't pretty, and the Indian Air Force chief himself acknowledged that.
Indian Air Force fighter fleet. Required strength 42 squadrons. Current strength 31 squadrons. Squadron shortfall 11. Fighter shortfall 200. The Indian Air Force, one of the finest air forces in the world, is flying through historic turbulence. A record low in fighter aircraft numbers, coinciding with the time when India needs its maximum military strength. With 4 MiG-21 squadrons very close to retirement and other fighter types in the winter of their operational life, new fighters simply aren't arriving fast enough to stem the declining numbers.
With the given numbers, it may not be impossible to maintain a 24/7 combat air patrol or an air defense watch right across from Sir Creek to Siachen and further to the east. So the numbers definitely are essential.
42 will remain.
42 will remain. Like I said, I know that it is a difficult goal to achieve in the next few years or maybe in the next decade or so, but we will review it only based on the situation that arises in our neighborhood. Based on the current situation, based on the mandate given to the Indian Air Force, I think it is essential that we need to build up the numbers.
The Air Force's predicament intensifies with each passing year. The 6 Jaguar squadrons will begin their retirement run starting 2025. By the end of this decade, the Air Force's Mirage 2000 and MiG-29 fighters will also have a finish line in sight. The fighter aircraft that the Air Force operates in maximum numbers, the Su-30 MKI, will be upgraded. But the oldest airframes that were delivered at the turn of the millennium will also begin dropping out of service starting from the next decade. This matrix of retirements means the Air Force has a constant internal war to fight. For starters, plans to order a dozen more Su-30s and 21 more MiG-29s from Russia have been deferred for the moment. On the other hand, the Indian Air Force's order for 83 indigenous light combat aircraft Tejas will hopefully begin deliveries within the next 2 years. But perhaps the most ambitious plan to stop the decline in numbers is a grand international contest, where a number of fighters will compete for a contract for 114 fighters, amounting to about 6 fighter squadrons.
We are also committed to acquiring the LCA Mark IIs and the AMCA in future. The quest for getting a 4.5 or 5th generation MRFA aircraft continues. We have analyzed all the RFI responses. The ASQRs are being finalized. We were seeking more commitments from all the OEMs for ensuring the indigenous content and the Make in India provisions are adhered to by all the OEMs. So that is work in progress. So with all these inductions of probably 6 squadrons of the Mark II, the AMCA and the MRFA, I would still think that we will be at a state of about 35 to 36 squadrons by middle of next decade.
The Indian Air Force's newest fighter jets 36 French Rafales have provided a solid boost to an advanced frontline offensive capability, usefully arriving just when the India-China standoff in Ladakh was escalating. But just 36 aircraft, even of such an advanced type, can be no replacement for the sheer numbers required to fight from the air. The Air Force has a plan, but will it move fast enough? Or could the Vayu Sena be on the threshold of a historic low in its fighter strength? Bureau Report, India Today.